You know, when you picture a Canadian city skyline, what do you see? Probably a lot of steel, a lot of concrete, these massive towers piercing the clouds. But what if I told you there's a quiet revolution going on? Something that's changing not just how our buildings look, but what they're actually made of. And it all starts with one of the oldest building materials we have. So, let's get real for a second. The buildings we live and work in, they're a really big piece of our climate puzzle. We're talking about 13% of Canada's total emissions. To put a number on that, it's about 92 million tons of CO2 equivalent every single year. It's clear that if we want to build a greener country, we have to start with how we build.
And that's the multi-billion-dollar question, right? How do we keep developing our cities, building the homes and offices we need without completely blowing our climate targets? Well, it turns out the answer might literally be growing all around us.
And this is it. It's called mass timber. Now get any images of a little log cabin out of your head. This is a super high-tech engineered building material. We're taking an ancient resource and totally reimagining it for the 21st century.
So what exactly is it? Well, think of it like this. You take smaller pieces of wood, like regular lumber, and you bond them together in layers under a whole lot of pressure. What you get are these massive, incredibly strong beams and panels. It's basically wood, but supercharged.
And this just shows you the incredible scale we're talking about. We're not building sheds here. This is a huge industrial building going up in Sudbury, Ontario, and its entire structural frame is made from mass timber. This stuff is absolutely ready for the big leagues. I love this quote because it's so true. The real genius is how it all goes together. These huge pieces are made with laser precision in a factory, then shipped to the site ready to be assembled. It's a lot like putting together an IKEA wardrobe, just a lot bigger. And this approach, it's not just way faster, it can slash the amount of construction waste on site by an incredible 50 to 90%. Okay, so we know it's efficient to build with, but let's get to its main promise, being a greener building block. How does it really stack up against the old guard, steel and concrete?
Well, the difference is pretty huge. To make steel and concrete, you need a ton of energy, which means they have really high embodied emissions. That's basically the carbon footprint of the material before it even gets to the construction site. Mass timber, totally different story. Not only does it take way less energy to make, but the wood itself is literally made of carbon that the tree pulled out of the atmosphere. So you're not just reducing emissions, you're actually locking carbon away inside the building. It's like a carbon sink you can work in.
And this isn't just some theory, okay? This is real-world impact. Let's go back to that building in Sudbury. Just by choosing mass timber instead of steel for that one project, they saved over 560,000 kilograms of carbon dioxide from hitting the atmosphere. That's a massive, measurable win. But, you know, the story of wood goes way beyond just carbon math. It actually affects us, the people who spend their days inside these buildings. And this is where things get really interesting and, frankly, very human. There's this concept in architecture called biophilic design. And the whole idea behind it is that we, as humans, just have this deep, built-in need to connect with nature. Now, think about this. We spend something like 90% of our lives indoors. So bringing nature inside with things like natural light, plants, and especially materials like wood isn't just a nice little extra. It's actually crucial for our health.
And here is a perfect example. This is the Exchange in Kelowna. From the outside, you see this sleek, modern building. But then you step inside, and you just get it. The structure itself, the beams, the ceiling, it's all this beautiful exposed wood that just creates this incredibly warm and natural feeling.
And guess what? It actually works. A study was done on the employees there, and they found people were overwhelmingly happier. They loved the natural light, and they really loved the exposed wood. In fact, there was a direct link in the data. The happier people were with the wood, the better they felt about their job, and the higher their overall well-being. That's hard proof that the buildings we design can actually make us healthier and happier.
So it's good for the planet, it's good for people. Sounds great, right? But the story doesn't even end there. This whole movement is also shaping up to be a massive economic opportunity for Canada.
The numbers are just wow. By 2030, embracing mass timber could triple the number of jobs in this sector and triple its contribution to our GDP. We have the trees, we have the tech. This could really position Canada as a world leader in sustainable construction. And what's really important is that these jobs can pop up in local and Indigenous communities that are right there, close to our forests.
Now, of course, it's not all perfectly smooth sailing. there are definitely some real hurdles. Things like upfront construction costs, getting insurance for a newer type of building, and just making sure we can produce enough mass timber to meet this growing demand, these are all challenges the industry is actively working on right now.
But the momentum here is just undeniable. I mean, when you look at a space like this, the beauty, the innovation, you just get it. This is not about just swapping one material for another. This is about completely rethinking what a building can be. It can be a climate solution, a healthier space for us to be in, and a piece of art, all at the same time.
Which brings us to this big, final question. With all our incredible renewable forest resources and this wave of innovation, can Canada really build its future from its forests? All the pieces are there. And it seems like the answer isn't just yes, it's that it's already happening, one beautiful timber at a time.